Today, we got a great new book we're going to be talking about. The name of the book is called You Have No Idea. Well,
love the title.
Guess what it is that you don't have any idea about? There's this famous daughter with a no-nonsense mother and how they survived the pageants, Hollywood, all of that, the personal lives, all of that's in here. Love, loss, how they held on to each other through it all. And one of the authors is a former beauty queen, actress, singer, all of that. And she's joined by her lovely co-author and mom. Please welcome to the show the authors of You Have No Idea, the one and only Miss Vanessa Williams and her lovely mother, Miss Helen Williams.
Welcome.
Good morning.
Ladies, how y'all doing?
Very good, thank you.
This has got to be exciting for a mother and daughter combo to do a book.
Well, it's different. It's different for me. I've enjoyed traveling with my daughter to promote the book, and we have a lot of stories to tell and a lot of stories that people are very interested in hearing. And my opinion of her adventures and situations as growing up.
Wow.
So.
Did you ever think, Vanessa, that you would write a tell-all book?
With my mother? No, I've been asked for years. I mean, you know, I'm coming up on 30 years as when I was crowned Miss America, which is crazy.
Wow.
When I look back, it's been almost 83.
Yeah.
So that should be 30
whole
years.
story never really had a response to it. I
mean, you know, through interviews and, you know, over the years. But I wanted to wait to write a story when I had a career to say, look, this is where I started and this is where I am now, as opposed to cashing in on something that was a tremendous loss in my life. So this is the perfect time. And also to add my mother's perspective. She's legendary. If anybody knows my mom and her comments, but she's also been such a force in my life.
Right.
And to have her do the juxtaposition of what I was going through on the road as Miss America and what she had to handle and hold down at the house with death threats, KKK, all the stuff that nobody knew about. It's a much more richer story because it's not just what you see article after article. It's what she was protecting from me while I was trying to be
Miss America.
Absolutely.
At 20 years old. When I look back and say I was 20 years old. Now that I'm a mother of 4, I've got a almost 25, almost 23. My son's 19 and Sasha's 12. So I'm looking at how young they are at this age and knowing what I had to go through younger than them. And it just boggles my mind.
Miss Helen, this had to be an interesting perspective here. Because what often gets talked about and shown is like Vanessa just described is the celebrity part of it, what they do right here. But the family member that has to, and you being her mom, and I'm pretty sure because I've heard some of the stuff you said, a very protective mom.
Very much so.
That had to be a lot of tough times in raising such a talented child, though.
Well, we wanted Vanessa to enjoy her year on the road as Miss America. But in the meantime, at home, I was having to have the FBI involved for the mail that we were getting with some really disgusting stuff in it. There was semen, pubic hair. I finally had to learn how, by training through the FBI, how to open the mail, things I should discard, things that I should bring to their attention, the death threats.
Yeah, like a red box.
It was really not a good time for us.
Wow. Yeah, it's
a lot to deal with.
Too.
A lot to deal with.
Nobody
had no idea.
Yeah,
exactly.
That's the title of the book.
Exactly.
You have no idea.
Oh my God. And you look, I mean, it's no comparison, but you look at what our president has to face on a daily basis, which is something that another president hasn't had to face at this point. Right. And I got a smidgen of that 30 years ago.
Oh, absolutely.
You know?
I mean, look, everybody, it's all in perspective. You know what I mean? It's where your life is. That's the weight is the weight.
Right.
You know, if it's heavy on you, it's heavy on you. If you the president, that's your job. Sorry.
Right.
But, you know, the weight on the mom, the weight on the child. But let me ask you something. You were the first Black Miss America. Then the whole thing happened with the title and everything coming up for grabs and everything. With all of this, you're very open in the book about the whole scandal, how you felt about it.
Yes.
Yeah. open, and now that I'm 49 years old and I've got such a young
so
kind of
fly.
You look so beautiful.
Let's put this out here.
Beautiful.
49.
The bomb.
So you want a hoe at 49? You somewhere round this here girl.
Yeah.
Still got shape. Whoa. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Too much.
Yeah, you
Carried away
digressed a
for
little
me.
bit, Steve. It's all good.
My wife listening.
That's when I lose your house. Yeah.
Too far.
You were saying
One
that
cheer,
too
I
many.
was saying that after having this is my 6th year back to back on television, from Ugly Betty to Desperate Housewives, and I got these these young fans who have no idea who I was and where I've come from. I sang Amazing Grace for I think 1 or 2 verses at Mike Delfino's funeral a cappella, and people were tweeting me, I had no idea you could sing.
No, seriously.
Yeah. So,
that was the stunner for me.
Yeah.
Really?
When I heard your voice, I had no idea. I had no idea that this woman could really blow.
Yeah.
Oh, I knew that.
She can sing.
Right.
Save the best for last, the right stuff.
Yes.
The wedding song of that era.
So I lay it all out. Why it happened, what I was doing as a teenager, the kind of person I was as a teenager.
Yes.
And the kind of, I grew up in the 70s, 80s, much different time than it is now.
yeah.
So you could fail on a and I don't want to say fail, but you could be a teenager and not have to worry about the consequences. They were just within your family or within the community.
Right.
But now you make a mistake, it's global.
Oh, yeah,
instantly.
it's all over the internet.
has
Instantly.
made the price of fame too high.
Yeah.
And anybody with a thought can sit down, put a block print together and put a photo, and they think it's a news story.
Yeah.
The sad part is that young people today actually think if it's written in a story that it must be actual news.
Yeah.
There's no fact checking behind it. It had to be some tough times for you all, but it also had to be. Was it gratifying for you, Miss Helen, as a parent, to see how your daughter handled everything?
Oh my God.
Well, it's been gratifying to see her career grow and to see the kinds of things that she has been successful at. I think that one of the reasons that she asked me to co-write with her was because there were stories and things that she wanted my take on and my remembering what they were about. And I think as she gets older, I get older. So it was a good opportunity for me to remind her of the things that happened while I still had most of my faculties in check, and I could remember what was happening.
Because I can tell you right now, Miss Helen, you way too jazzy and snappy to slip off the head. You ain't gonna ever slip off the You got your hair done, makeup on. In the words of you ain't gonna be feeling this at all, Miss Helen, but you are straight pimping the game. Hey, we're gonna come back with more with the Williams women, Vanessa Williams and her mom, Helen Williams. It's a great book, everybody. It's out in stores now. It's on Amazon.com right now. You know, we do books on this show. We're doing big. So if you want some great reading, it's some parenting lessons in here. It's some lessons in here on how to get over, how to overcome. Because I think your career was at its absolute best after the scandal. That's how you come up, man. I think it's a lot to learn in this book. Name of the book, everybody, is You Have No Idea. Let's go to Amazon right now, make it happen. We'll be back more with the Williams women right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
53 minutes after that, our special guest is Vanessa Williams and her mom, Helen Williams. They got a new book out called You Have No Idea. It's the whole story. It's a famous daughter, her no-nonsense mother, and how they survived the pageants, Hollywood, love, loss, and each other. And it's great parenting information in here. And what I love most, like I was telling Vanessa off the air, is it's such a great story. It's okay. Look, when a person done had it good their whole life and then they just go through and it's bubbly and they make it, so what? You know, Lindsay Lohan here. Okay, now, so what?
Okay, stop naming names.
Well, now you drinking. Well, whatever. Your daddy been letting you drink since you was 14.
Okay.
Now we alcoholic. Everybody surprised. But anyway, to see a person make it and then crumble and tumble down and get discarded, but then make the second half is bigger than the first half. That's the information you need, and that's what's in this book.
Because she was so talented, though. Her talent couldn't be denied.
Well, you got to have skill. You know, it's one thing to get fame, but you have to have skill to have longevity. So if you don't know what you're doing and you're not educated at what you're doing, you can't have any longitude.
And you just got to have a never give up attitude. And also, ladies, just so you know, Vanessa and her mom will be at Essence Music Festival this year.
Yes, they will.
Looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it. They'll be with the Empowerment Series.
Right.
So, ladies, what an incredible seminar to make. And those seminars are packed.
Yeah.
Right.
It's an opportunity. Yeah, it
They
really
are
is.
packed. Hey, let me ask you something, Miss Helen. Did you learn something about your daughter in writing this book that you didn't know?
The only thing I learned that I didn't know before was there was a molestation that took place when she was 10 years old. But other than that, as a mother, with the instincts that you have as a mother, I knew there were a lot of things that happened. I just couldn't tell you when, where, and why.
Right.
But I knew it. I knew it.
But you have a better relationship, though.
Yeah. And everything that I put in the book, even though it's very candid, are reasons. You see the choices that I made because of what I had to go through. And one of was that incident. I was talking to my lawyer about fighting for the Crown, and I had a lawsuit against Penthouse Magazine. My parents were paying for my legal fees, and everybody wanted me to fight. And my attorney said, listen, they're going to bring up everything. So is there anything, but have you ever been with a woman? I said, well, the only time was when I was 10. I was molested. He said, well, they're going to bring that up. Are you ready for that? And I was at 22 at the time, 21, 22. I was like, you know, I can't do this anymore. I'd already been wrung through the fire. I just couldn't take any more scandal, any more of the pain. And I said, you know what? Let me get on with my life. So that's why I included it in the book.
It's all in the book.
Ladies, congratulations. Everybody, the name of the book is You Have No Idea. It's the real story of fame, of fortune, of overcoming, of parenting, of love, of winning. How to win at the game when it seems like all is lost. That's really a big takeaway in this book. So please, you all pick up a copy. You Have No Idea. And
see him at Essence.
Yeah, I'll see y'all. I always like to leave on an up note to share a story that I was molested at 10 by a woman too.
But you stopped.
But her name was Big Gwen, and she stayed across the street. She was 13. She pushed me up against the tree. I couldn't get off, and she was rolling on me.
That's an up note, Steve.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.